welcome to the Cinema Dash, Season 2, Episode 13. As always, I'm Gabs.
And I'm Deej.
And that's probably the last time we'll be hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're done.
See ya.
We're going to stick to just the title of the channel, and that's it.
Pretty much.
You'll just see the season and episode in the title of the video.
We haven't been, this is our first video in a while.
It's our first video since the talking about
Ghostbusters. Yeah, but we got, we just, I guess, didn't want to see anything.
Yeah,
it's been kind of a lull.
I think there's really been 3 reasons why we haven't been making anything. Number 1, there's really been nothing to see.
Yeah.
Number 2, Overwatch, and number 3 is just because we're fucking lazy.
Yeah, that too. But this week hopefully should be a little bit busier because we got the Neon Demon coming out tomorrow, and that's one of my most anticipated movies of the year. And I don't know. I think we were talking about doing another in the industry video.
Yeah.
And we also got a little bit of a surprise coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll worry about those later. So let's talk about the movie we saw.
Yeah.
Last week. Yeah.
Last week. So we saw a Pixar movie.
Yeah, we saw Finding Dory.
We saw Finding Dory, and we found her.
Yeah, we found her. Yeah, considering the movie focused on her. Yeah. But we found her. And she's doing all right. Kids are all right. Yeah. So Finding Dory, sequel to the critically acclaimed, everybody loved it. Box office smash, Oscar winner, Finding Nemo.
Came out 13 years ago.
13 years ago. I remember I saw it with my parents and my sister in the theater 13 years ago. And so now we got a full-fledged sequel to it. And so this one pretty much revolves around Dory. Yeah. If you couldn't tell from the title.
I didn't. I thought it was going to be about Marlin and his smoking habits, because fish can smoke.
What's wrong with you? This one's pretty much just about Dory. She is looking for her parents, and it's pretty much like her origin story. It's a sort of a prequel, as well as a sequel, but it jumps back in time a lot. But also, it's a full-fledged sequel. But there's also some prequel elements.
It tells the story of what happened to Dory, that happened to meet Marlin, and then it's just now, and it kind of goes into her past as well.
Indeed. Again, full-fledged sequel and stuff like that. This one's just pretty much about basic outline is Dory trying to go find her parents, and Marlin and Nemo and a bunch of other friends help her. Yeah. And
you saw the movie. We have our opinions.
We did.
Pretty sure you have yours, but we have a YouTube channel, so we're just gonna give ours. So
listen to two idiots talk about it. First impressions about this movie. I was a little hesitant again going in because I know Pixar always makes really, really good movies, but their last movie wasn't so well received. It was a Good Dinosaur. Yeah. It wasn't so well received.
Have you actually seen that?
I did actually see it, and I thought it was just alright. It wasn't terrible.
I haven't seen it.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't the best thing since sliced bread, but it was okay. It's alright. Because considering Pixar's track records with sequels, they're not that hot.
They're 3 for 4.
For sequels?
Yeah. Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, and this one.
And Monster. Oh no, Monsters.
Monsters.
That was a prequel.
But still, technically.
But Toy Story 2 and
so 4 for 5 then. That's even better.
Yeah. What was the sequel? It was Toy Story 2's 3.
Toy Story 2 and 3, Monster University, Cars 2, and now this one.
Then I guess just in recent memory with their sequels, it's been a little iffy because Cars 2 was the only sequel that they kind of released.
And I think there's kind of a mixed opinion about Monsters University, but I still thoroughly.
I really like Monsters University. But anyway, I hated Cars 2. We actually did see that together back when it came out, and we both didn't like it at all. I was a little hesitant.
You can feel how much they wanted money out of that movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a sequel to a movie that didn't even need a sequel too. Yeah. It was one of the Pixar movies where it just wrapped everything up.
Cars alone is just a good movie, but it wasn't good enough for a sequel.
Yeah, definitely. I was just a little bit hesitant, but I had high hopes for it because everybody who worked on the first one worked on this one. Everybody from the voice cast came back who was in the first one. They all came back. So I was while I was just a little bit hesitant, I generally had a positive sort of impression going into this movie. What about you, Ant?
I remember liking the first one a lot, so I kind of had high hopes for this one, and neither did think they did a pretty good job with it. I'll leave it at that. I'll just leave it at they did a pretty good job, and I'll go into it more.
Okay. So coming out of this movie, I adored this movie.
Yeah.
I love this movie so much.
Had Zootopia not come out this year, this would probably be the best animated movie.
Definitely.
This year.
I don't think it's as good as Zootopia, but this is a damn close second. This movie was phenomenal. I loved it.
And like, I rewatched Zootopia again with my parents, and like they thoroughly enjoyed it as well. And I thought it was even better the second time.
Right.
But this is pretty. This is pretty. You know what I mean?
you know what I'm saying?
It's a pretty top-notch meat right there, if you know what I mean.
Yo, you got a little salt, get a little pepper, put a Finding Dory on it. Yeah, it's good. It's a good fucking piece of meat.
Yeah, it's 10 out of 10.
It's 10 out of 10.
Oh, I don't think it's 10 out of 10, but like, you
know. Nah. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
It's not a perfect movie. There's no such thing as a perfect movie, unless you're talking to us, which there's two. But,
yeah, that's pretty much narrows it down.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I'm just gonna give this a forewarning. There were literally almost no negatives with this movie, in my opinion. So I'm just gonna be praising it the whole way through.
There are a couple characters. I think there's a couple character things that make this movie a little bit.
I mean, I do have a negative about, like, one single negative about this movie, but I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it because the good definitely outweighs the bad in this case.
Yeah. It's
so
like a brick to a feather, like.
Yeah.
I still can't lift a feather, but like I can't move a brick.
But dude, I can bench like 6 bricks, but like when you give me a feather, can't lift that noise.
Yeah. You kidding me?
What do you think I am? Superman? But yeah. So we'll just do like what we usually do. We'll just bounce back and forth between what we like.
Yes.
So the first thing I want to talk about is
literally everything.
Literally, yeah. No. I want to talk about Ellen DeGeneres for a hot second because. With this movie, I think she just set the bar for how a voice performance should be in an animated feature or a voiceover feature. Back in 2013, I thought it was Scarlett Johansson with that movie Her that came out. That was in my top 3 of 2013, and I thought Scarlett Johansson was absolutely magnificent. Every single actor on the screen, she outperformed every single actor on the screen in that movie, and I always thought that she was the bar. She set the bar. And I didn't know if it could be topped. But with Ellen DeGeneres in this movie, she was absolutely phenomenal in this flick.
Really just hit the Dory on the key right there. Like, she knew her own character. She knew how to play it.
Exactly,
After 13 years, she still knows how to,
exactly. It's such a return to form with her, too, because I thought she was fantastic in Finding Nemo. And just not playing that character for 13 years, having that long of a hiatus, and then coming right back to it and blowing me away, that definitely deserves to be commended. And that's why I really wish the Oscars had like a voiceover or like a voice performance kind of animated kind of like section or something, or like a Golden Globe thing. I don't know, but I definitely think that, or at least don't even have that kind of like category. Just include voiceover performances in Best Leading or Best Supporting Actress or whatever. But she was absolutely phenomenal in this movie. She had my heart. She was tugging at my heart. And she was also making me crack up. She was absolutely fantastic.
If you knew Dory from the first one, think this one it's the same thing but funnier, but just better all around.
Definitely.
She somehow managed to top her own acting.
Yeah, I don't know how it was possible, but she did it.
Yeah.
And I have to say, and it's like she's Ellen DeGeneres is so good in this role that I could never imagine another person playing Dory.
Yeah.
I could never see it. Ellen DeGeneres is Dory.
Yeah.
Like Sylvester Stallone is Rocky. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Terminator. Well, obviously those are really shitty comparisons, but like those are iconic characters that you know.
I mean, it's either that or Rambo.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, I don't know why I automatically just went for 80s action movie stars when I was talking about Ellen DeGeneres in a kids animated movie. But whatever.
Is there anyone recently that like you can probably just point out as one specific person, as one specific character?
I would definitely say like Harrison Ford as Han Solo.
Well, that's not as recent.
Well, 2015.
Well, I mean, like, we're talking, like...
like this year?
No, I'm talking about recent, like, or, like, not movies that came out, like...
Oh, okay. I guess, like, Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. He is Anton Chigurh.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how you say it.
I don't know who else. I mean, I know he's the villain in Skyfall. But other than that, I just know him as that guy. I think he won a bunch of awards.
No, yeah, he won the Golden Globe, he won the SAG, he won the BAFTA, he won the Oscar, he won everything.
He won a SAG?
He did win a SAG, yeah. Nobody gives a shit about the sex. No, I guess like recently also like Bryan Cranston is Walter White.
Yeah.
Too. So it's like obviously these are weird comparisons, but like this is what I mean. Like Ellen DeGeneres is Dory.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody else that can do it. But she was absolutely
just like Al Brooks
fantastic.
is Marlon.
Al Brooks is Marlon.
Yes.
But he's not like I don't think as recognized.
When I think of Al Brooks, I think of small, orange and black and white clownfish.
Black and white.
Yeah.
Orange,
black
white.
and black and white.
He's not black.
He's got orange.
He's not black.
I don't like this. First of all, I don't like the way you said.
I like the way you
black.
said black there.
He's got black stripes. You can totally see him.
I mean,
they outline the white.
minuscule,
Are you kidding me?
like minuscule black.
Still, he's still black. I mean,
Right.
technically not like you know.
All right.
See,
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
He snapped.
Yeah, right
I
there.
didn't even notice that. Yeah, look at him. He's so cute. He's cutie patootie.
Oh.
All right. Anyway.
Get
But yeah,
that, man.
Ellen DeGeneres, absolutely phenomenal in this movie. I really honestly believe that this movie is definitely going to be nominated for Best Animated Feature. Every single Pixar movie that comes out is always animated for Best Animated Feature.
Even
or
Cars
nominated.
2. Even Cars.
Was it really?
I think so.
No way. I don't know. Oh, probably because that was a dry year for animation.
Was it? Check it out.
I don't doubt it.
6.3 on IMDb. That's not good.
Not as ridiculous.
That's not good for a Pixar movie, should I say?
Accolades. No, it wasn't. Oh, Golden Globe.
Eh.
Yeah, they know what's up. The Academy knows what's up.
I
even
mean,
though they're
Golden
not
Globes is
very-
pretty okay. I mean, if you ask me.
Yeah, dude, they're not bad. They're not bad. But anyway, look at Rico Kasich. Anyway.
Get out of here.
Anyway, this is definitely going to be nominated for Best Animated Feature. It's probably going to win. You know,
Either that or Zootopia.
Either that or Zootopia,
The
definitely.
point is, Disney usually owns this category
For
anyway.
animation.
So,
yeah.
take your pick with these two, really.
But I sincerely hope that Ellen DeGeneres gets an Oscar nod for this movie because she was absolutely fantastic, and you didn't even see her face.
Mhm.
She was absolutely, she blew me away.
Very true.
Yeah,
I
so-
agree with all that as well.
Awesome. What about you, Ant?
I wanted to point out the kid that did the voice of Nemo because, like, let's figure it this way. This is 13 years ago. They had to get a different actor, but, like, he somehow sounded the exact same way, and I really like that. Even
Oh yeah.
yeah. So just like he sounds like Nemo. He does Nemo's like character very well. I saw that. I just like it's like a smaller part per se, in this entire movie. But overall, like just him, the guy they got for Nemo to change, is just like wow, like he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like Nemo.
Yeah.
And like at first I thought, like, why not just use the same voice actor? Because like but like wait, because like I going into this movie I thought it was gonna be like a 13 years later type thing where it was like Nemo's like all grown up and stuff like that. They're still living with Dory and
I
stuff
don't
like
think
that.
crawfish live that long.
This is a children's animated feature. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Name any other children's movie where someone didn't die. Okay.
nobody died in Cars.
Because they're cars. Cars can't die.
Cars can die. Their battery runs out. They run out of gas.
Then you replace it.
Replace it. But anyway, but no,
Batman's mom and dad died, and that's kids stuff. There you go.
okay, fine. But anyway, I forgot what we were saying.
Talking about the kid that played Nemo in this one.
Kid that played Nemo.
Yeah.
A-okay.
You did a good job,
Enjoyed
buddy
his
boy.
performance.
Yeah. But I guess you can say that all the acting and all the voice acting in this is very much on par.
Yeah, it's very
If
top
not-
notch.
Yeah. There's everyone that was in it, like Ed O'Neill. as
Oh yeah,
Hank.
Hank was awesome. Oh, we were me and Hank, the octopus,
Yeah.
or the septopus.
Septopus.
Yeah. Me and Kevin were actually talking about this the other day, and we were talking about Finding Dory because he also saw it.
Kevin's our friend. By
Kevin's
the
our
way.
friend, yeah. And we were talking about it through text and stuff like that, and he was like, "Yeah, I honestly think that Hank from Finding Dory is like a top 5 Pixar character." I was like,
Really?
I don't know about top 5, but I would definitely see top 10. But he's definitely up there. He is. I thought he was an incredible character.
Well, who's your number one?
My personal favorite? Oh, Wally, hands down Wally.
I probably go with Woody over
Woody?
Yeah, because he's.
I mean, yeah, it's a good choice.
He's the first one. He did a pretty good job.
He did an alright job. Good job, Tom Hanks.
You are not a toy. Yui.
Anyway,
So, yeah, there's that.
sorry.
Yeah, like I said, everyone's voice acting this is pretty good. Yeah. There's Ed O'Neill. There's Caitlin Olsen who played that whale shark.
Yeah, like
But I
the
thought-
half-blind whale.
Yeah, But also, I thought that was the mom from Modern Family. Also, Modern Family is basically in this entire movie.
Yeah, this is like half the cast of Modern Family in this freaking movie.
It's Finding Nemo X Modern Family.
Yeah, it's my fanfic crossover.
Ty Burrell is a beluga whale.
Yeah, Bailey the beluga whale. Who I loved Bailey. He was probably my favorite character in this movie, besides Hank. He was, oh my god, he had me crying in this movie. It was hilarious.
He didn't get that much screen time, but I was.
He didn't get that much screen time, but the amount of screen time he had, he nailed it. He was awesome. Also, another great thing of voice acting was friggin' Idris Elba, and the other guy, I forgot who else it was.
Was he the seal?
He was the seals. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The seals. Oh yeah, Dominic West and Idris Elba
were seals.
Yeah, were seals in this movie when they.
Should have gotten seal. Let's be a seal.
Let's get seal be a seal. How good would that have been? Seal as a seal.
Off.
Yeah, off.
Oh, who's that?
We're gonna never ever survive.
Who played the dopey looking?
Gerald.
Gerald.
I don't think
Gerald.
I don't even think he had a voice.
No, he totally had a voice.
No, it never said it. It doesn't say.
Oh,
whatever. But
anyway, Gerald.
But Gerald was hilarious. Gerald is absolutely hilarious. But but really all of the voice cast in this movie was great, and I wasn't expecting Sigourney Weaver was in this movie.
Hi, I'm Sigourney Weaver.
Hi, I'm Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
that was pretty funny.
That was hilarious. They Sigourney Weaver is
my friend Sigourney Weaver.
My friend Sigourney Weaver's gonna help us. Sigourney Weaver plays herself in this movie, and she's like the theme park announcer.
Yeah.
And oh god, every joke with her in it was absolutely perfection. Was absolutely perfect. The writing of this movie is out of this world. It's really, really good. But yeah, Sigourney Weaver was great in this movie. A lot, even with her cameo role, she was good. And everybody in this movie really just did a top-notch performance.
Yeah, even Dory's parents.
Dory
Diane Keaton and
Eugene Levy.
Who can you ask for to be a better dad than Eugene Levy?
Of course. Eugene Levy is the quintessential dad
actor. Yeah.
Dave. He's my Dave. But anyway.
It's like Russian, son. I'm old and Jewish, and I don't care.
That's awesome. I'm old and Jewish, and I don't care.
Like overall, just good performances overall.
Yeah. Another thing I liked about this movie was I mentioned before the writing was great. The writing was absolutely fantastic.
Very back and forth.
The banter between all the characters felt very real, very organic. I really enjoyed, especially with Caitlin Olsen and Ty Burrell's character.
Yeah.
Destiny and Bailey, they had a really good rapport, very good back and forth banter. It feels like, even though we just met these characters, it feels like we've known them for a very long time. Especially the characters themselves have known each other for a very long time. Ellen DeGeneres as Dory, again, very well written. Albert Brooks as Marlin, very well written. Just all these characters are very well written all around. Like, there wasn't much in the way of story. It was a very simple story, but that was all for the benefit of it. Because Pixar, again, not known for their very, very complex stories. They're known for their characters, and the way they tell these stories, how unique they are and stuff like that. How unique is like just a movie about cars, like just coming to life, or not like coming to life, but they're already. But like this is a world established that cars are people, sort of like, you know.
And
then
fish can talk.
Fish can talk and stuff.
Like people, but they can't understand.
Yeah,
each
and
other.
toys come alive and stuff like that. It's just these very unique ways that they handle storytelling. Is really interesting.
Even the Good Dinosaurs premise, even though it wasn't critically acclaimed or anything, had a good had a good idea around it. The fact that the dinosaurs are still alive.
Yeah.
Even movies that aren't really that good in terms of Pixar quality are still very good ideas.
Definitely, yeah. And it just boggles me how, like we were talking about this in our Inside Out review. It's just how incredibly creative the team behind them is. Like I would have never in a million years thought of what goes on in my head, like the way Pixar does. I would have never ever conceived that. It's absolutely out of this world in creativity, and it's all thanks to these magnificent writers that they have on the staff. Andrew Stanton, the same guy who directed Finding Nemo, the first Finding Nemo, and a bunch of other Pixar movies. He is just an amazing writer. I was recently watching a TED Talk with him because I had to do it. I had to do it for my speech class. I had to analyze a speech, and just what he said about storytelling and the way he just goes about creating a story it really struck a chord with me, because he was like, I just draw from my personal experiences and stuff like that, and he's like, I was a premature baby and stuff like that. So I drew upon that, and like everybody knows that iconic scene in the beginning of Finding Nemo when like his Marlin's wife dies and all the eggs get eaten and just Nemo's left. He's like, yeah, that's what I pretty much felt like what I felt that my parents were going through with like my premature birth and stuff like that. That this barracuda.
Yeah, going back to our question about children's movies and people dying in it, right there.
There you go.
You just proved yourself wrong, buddy boy.
Fuck you.
Yo.
But anyway.
Say it in my face.
Okay. But anyway. But yeah, he was like this barracuda was like this looming like this specter of like death that was like hanging over me.
Have you ever seen a real life barracuda, dude?
Yeah, they're horrifying.
Yeah. They block websites.
Shut up. But yeah, he's like this barracuda was like this specter of death, and then like my dad was holding me like this broken premature baby, much like how Nemo is like with his egg broken and stuff like that. And he's already like starting to hatch a little bit, and he's like, yeah, like this
small fin.
Yeah, he's got a small fin now. I was like, this was my experience, or what I felt like my parents were going through when I was born. And I was like, wow, that's a really interesting way to look at how to convey a story. And I was like, yeah. So yeah. Writing in this film, top notch.
I mean, that's like two big things that we covered right there. I guess just the characters overall were pretty good. All the new characters I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, definitely great additions.
Between the seals that had like maybe 2 or 3 scenes to themselves, the 2 new whales, the octopus, that one bird who didn't have any speaking lines. Oh, can we talk about the ending?
Oh, Becky.
Yeah. The ending was really cool too. It was actually really funny. That whole end sequence where they're driving the car.
Oh yeah, that was.
If you
that
told
was
me
an
that in
amazing
the next Finding Dory, in the next Pixar movie, there would be fish driving a car, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
I'd be like, are you fucking but they made it work. Like it was, but like, and like when I look at this movie, it's like it's not for realism.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever. It's
a
purely
movie about
for laughs.
fish that talk. I don't think it's really going.
Yeah,
for
you're not going
real.
for anything realistic. But like, I mean, I will admit it was a little over the top in the end. Especially when they were driving and stuff like that.
But this movie was already funny enough. We're like, okay, we can totally get it.
Exactly. This movie already established itself as like an over-the-top type of movie. Like when in like the first like 15 minutes of the movie. So it was like, okay. And then it's like, where can they go from here? Like, where can they top this? And then they topped it, and I was like, this is genius. This is amazing. This is why Pixar is one of the best production companies out there.
And like I said, the new characters I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We kind of touched on that.
And even like minor characters too, like the fish that always sneezed whenever you saw him and stuff like that.
You want me to help you?
And it was like all over the tape. Yeah,
he did like 3 times. It was really funny.
It's hilarious.
You want me to help you?
And I also another thing.
I think just the scenery in general they use.
Oh yeah, like the animation and stuff like that. Oh my god. Pixar like recently released a video of like how they animated Hank, because Hank in this movie like blew me away.
I heard that Hank took the most, took like 10 or like 100 times more work than it did with like any of the fish. In the movie.
I mean, just look at the way he moved in the movie. It was incredible.
I think it was between that how he moved and how he like looked.
Yeah.
It's like when he's like one of the most challenging characters to ever make. It's still pretty spectacular looking.
Oh my god, he looked incredible. And it's like this is the first time they made a character of this depth and complexity, and it looks like they've done this 100 times before. That's how good they are. That's how good the animation is.
Yeah, it would have.
It would have. It's like, oh my god, I really respect. I could never animate. Like I could never do it. But it's okay. I could never do it. But like, just watching these people do it, or just looking at the finished product that these people have created, just like it inspires you. Like it's incredible.
No, yeah, I always had a dream to draw, just make stuff from hand.
Right.
I drew a lot as a kid, and just like looking at stuff like this kind of like inspired me to make more. Like between that and video games, were really the ones at the time like made me do that even more of my own personal work, in like a book that I still have to this day. Nick Croce's playing Life is Strange. Sorry about that. I don't know why I said that out loud, but whatever. But like, yeah, just looking at this now, it's like I just want to keep doing it now, even as like a little hobby. In like, yeah, it really amazed me to do animation just in general.
Oh yeah, top notch all around. And then it's come to the point where you just expect that from a
Yeah.
Pixar movie. You just have such high expectations.
But you know what? Pixar makes like 1, maybe 2 movies a year.
Well, now they
Yeah.
will, but like not like back then.
Are they making another one this year? Or
I don't think so. No.
so they made like 1 movie, maybe 2 if you're lucky, a year. So it takes so you get like time between each one, and just like, wow, I totally forgot how good Pixar is at just that.
Just doing that.
Yeah, I'm doing
Whatever
what it does.
that is.
Because that shit is crazy.
Yeah, dude. It's like, you go into a Pixar movie having like such these high, like these astronomically high expectations, and then every single time they're always blown away.
Surpassed.
Yeah. They're always like blown out, like blown up. I can't speak. They're always
blown out of the
broken.
water. Their expectations.
They're blown out of the water. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was trying to say. Like with Inside Out, like I knew I was about to watch a good movie. Every like original Pixar movie has been stellar. And then when I watched Inside Out, it was in my top 3 of last year. It was an amazing movie. And my expectations were thoroughly met above and beyond. It was an incredible movie. And with this movie, again, my expectations went above and beyond, and they were blown out of the water. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. So what was another thing that I guess we liked about the movie?
I think we really covered a lot.
I think we really covered it.
I guess we talked about the 1 or 2 things that we didn't like about it.
Yeah, I mean, really, this is just nitpicking.
Yeah.
But I guess I could see one thing that I didn't particularly like with it. It was like in the first 3 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like Dory audibly like says the line, "I'll never lose you guys," or something along those lines. And I was like, oh well, that's the plot. I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the plot of the
Yeah,
movie.
but like within the first 5 minutes, like, okay, I know. What this
Okay,
is.
yeah, I got it. Thank you. It's like it's just like Pixar is again known for their creative ways of storytelling, but
Yeah.
that just felt a little lazy.
Yeah.
Or they're just like, "I'll never lose you guys."
I guess I could say that the beginning is a lot slower. It's not as good as the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I would
Maybe
say
the first 20 minutes.
I would
or
say
15 to
I would
20.
say it escalates from that point.
Oh, definitely. It just gets better and better from that.
So,
from that point on. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ralph.
Nice. Yeah, should have Ralph that.
Yeah, but I have a couple things that after thinking about this movie, I thought about. One thing, because we saw this with my brother and his friend. He mentioned that he didn't like the fact that Hank's character wasn't really like developed more, and by that he means like there's a whole thing where like he's an octopus, but he has 7 tentacles, so she calls him a septopus. And he never really explored that reason why he only has 7 tentacles. So I mean, like there very clearly wasn't like a limb of his that was like nubbed off or anything, for lack of a better term. But he mentioned something in the movie too, where like he came from the ocean and like something happened in the ocean where he didn't like it.
Yeah. It leaves a lot open to interpretation.
Yeah. So I'm like sequel, I guess. I don't know.
Squeakquel.
Road chip. So yeah. I guess Hank's character could have been more developed, I guess, but otherwise he was perfect.
Yeah.
But like even I just said that he's not perfect. He's still perfect. But I don't know. He's like 90. He's like 9.5 out of 10 character. The other thing I didn't like it was like I agree with you that like the beginning was kind of like not as good as the rest of the movie. Yeah, within the first like 5 minutes of the movie, I already got the fact that Dory has short-term memory loss. So like, yeah, I get it. Let's go on. And she's gonna be doing this throughout the entire movie too, but I get it. And I like how they kind of slowed that down too. So like, okay, we get it. We'll spread it out more. It kind of feels like they made the beginning of the movie first and showed it to someone as like, okay, this is gonna be a sequel we're gonna make, but here's how we're gonna start it off with. They're like, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to spread this all out. And like, okay, I got it. And they got it. Another thing I didn't like was that like it feels very like nostalgia driven in the beginning. Within like the first third, I would say.
Yeah, I can see it.
You get like the whole like beginning of Finding Nemo, where it's just like, okay, it's where Marlin lives. It's Nemo's school. It's the stingray that we knew from the first movie. It's them taking them on a trip to somewhere. Yeah. It's like the same exact thing. They go on a field trip. Then he would go and get like caught by the one guy from the boat. But this time it was Dory getting swept away by the stingray, but they still found her. Whatever. And then they were to go to the turtle, the the jet stream or whatever it's called thing.
Yeah.
The current. That's what it is. They're like, okay, I remember that from the first movie where he's like, oh, righteous, you know what I mean? It's like, okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of callbacks, and like the first third of the movie was pretty much just like callbacks and fan service and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then you go into like the sunken ship where there's like a bunch of like trash and everything. Like, oh, sunken ship, you know what that means? It's so sharks. It's gonna be Bruce, but it wasn't that. It was a squid. But still,
Squid.
it was a squid. So yeah, I guess the nostalgia could have been more spread out. Like I said, like at the end of the movie, there's an end credit scene where it's like the fish from the fish tank in Finding Nemo. It was like the whole cast that was there too. It was Willem Dafoe, Brad Garrett, whoever's there too. And like if it were more spread out like that, where like okay, the whole first third is gonna be nostalgia, and the rest of the movie is gonna be just this is gonna be the movie, and like the very end was like, oh, there's one more piece of nostalgia before you go.
Yeah.
If you haven't already left the movie theater, because apparently now we're Marvel movies where we have an end credit scene.
No, yeah.
So those are my three main problems with the movie, but other than that, still pretty good movie.
Yeah. I guess a couple of my nitpicks was just like I guess the one that like didn't really bother me. It just felt lazy to me. It was the whole Dory thing in the beginning, where she was like, "Yeah, I'll never leave you," whatever, and stuff like that. And then near the ending, where it was like it was a little too over the top, but it was still hilarious. I know it was just played for laughs, but it was just a nitpick of mine. But one thing I forgot to mention when I said I really liked about this movie was that the way they explore Pixar's known for hiding themes within the context of their within the context of the story. I love the way that they handled like disability in this movie, because obviously this movie was about disability, disabilities and people with disabilities, like Dory, short-term memory loss, Hank,
Nemo with his fin,
Hank with his septopus, Gerald, even though he was hilarious, was like you could obviously tell he was kind of like mentally challenged.
Just like come on,
just the way he looked too.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, I get it.
He just looked goofy.
Yeah. And the fisher was sick and stuff like that.
Yeah, all the fish that are sick. The whale shark who can't see very well.
Yeah, can't see very well. Bailey who didn't have his
sonar.
Sonar. There's a lot of people in this movie. This movie is about people with disabilities coming together and stuff like that. And it's a really really cool thing to see too. And it's like with WALL-E, it explores isolation and love and stuff like that. Or with Toy Story, it also explores being different and stuff like that. But like, just like it just astonishes me how Pixar can like weave these adult themes within the context of their storytelling and just make it seem so perfect, which it really was. And just the way that all these characters with all these disabilities came together, and how pretty much the movie says like it's okay to be different, it's okay to have a disability and stuff like that. You're not different from anybody else. You can all work together and you can still find friends even though you have a disability. It's a really nice thing to see, and that's definitely where like the part where teaching, like this is where like the kids movie aspect of the movie comes in, where it's like teaching kids all of these like very important values and stuff like that. And I just really it's one of my favorite parts of the movie. I just really appreciated it. So yeah, that's just my one thing I had to say about it, and I don't really have any more negatives about this movie. I absolutely enjoyed this movie.
Yeah. I think we can just kind of like.
I think we could just cut it here, honestly. So yeah. Overall, I couldn't think of anything for this. Gabs is usually the one that's better for that. But I'm gonna give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. I thought it was absolutely incredible.
I would have 8.5 otters cuddle on a bridge. Stop.
Oh my god, we forgot about the otters. The otters
are in for like 2 minutes.
That's something you have to see for yourself. Like this is something you have to see.
Yeah,
for
but
yourself.
we get the otters.
What? Yeah. Oh, it was awesome. It was great.
Just go see this movie.
Definitely, we recommend seeing this movie. And I also think that we've seen enough movies this year where we could do a top 10.
Yeah, I mean this is 13 so far. So yeah definitely.
True. And you know we also still have to the end of the year, and there's a lot more movies that are coming out throughout the year. That we're
also, I guess now is a good time to mention this, but between our talk of the Ghostbusters movie coming out soon, that came out already, but you know the movie is coming out soon. That's what I mean. And this one, I went to go see X-Men Apocalypse, which was on the list.
Oh yeah, it's good you mentioned this. Yeah,
but you didn't have time to see it, but my brother wanted to see it with me, so I'm like, okay, I'll go. So I took the liberty of making an episode where it's just me talking about the movie. I guess I still haven't emailed it to you, which I probably should. So what I'm gonna do is I guess we're gonna call it like a one-off.
Yeah, pretty much what we're doing is we're just making a new series where
Okay.
if one of us sees a movie that we
Like if we
particularly want to
if,
talk about.
if we have a movie that like we want to see, but the other one doesn't necessarily want to, and you still want to do an episode on it, then like you can do it. You can see the movie like with like other people or whoever. Like we're not gonna restrict each other from that.
Yeah.
Then you can totally talk about it.
Yeah, we're not breaking up or anything.
No, it's just like
we're not breaking up
no
or anything.
relationship, whatever.
No relationship. But no, we're not stopping the channel or anything. This is just purely like if somebody the hell? Oh, okay. This is purely if one of us sees a movie that we feel like we have enough that we can sustain like a short 10-minute episode with. We're gonna record it, or that said person, whether it be me or Gabs, is gonna record a little mini episode of it and just share our thoughts with it. Yeah. That's really it.
It's basically a shorter version of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, exactly. Except with just one person.
Yeah. So I recorded that I think about 2 weeks ago, and like I said, I still never sent it to you. I think it's also gonna be like one of their only videos that's gonna be like really edited down, because like like I said, it's the first time that we're doing like that we did this. It's the first time that I did it as well by myself. So there are like pauses and stuff that I should take out, or whoever edits it. So yeah, it'll be shorter than what. So it'll be like one of our shorter ones, definitely. That's it, really. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. So expect some of those in the future. If we don't end up seeing the Neon Demon together, I'm definitely gonna do one because I'm super hyped for that movie. But yeah. I'm Deej.
And I'm Gabs.
Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next video.
Yep.